Hello boxing fans, this week there were a lot of two fights, including Super Series and Boxing Night in Wales. We'll look at these fights and see the next fights and news of the week. On Friday, October 27, ended the quarter-final bouts of the Super Series. Lost its young undefeated American Rob Brandt and German veteran Jürgen Brammer. The American began to actively, chaotically, squatting and trying to settle all matters at the start, as if forgetting his considerations before the fight. The veteran acted sparingly, calmly extinguishing the spurts of the young enemy with jabs and single strikes ahead of him. The competitive battle broke out from the time to time in exchanges, in which both passed. Over time, the owner of the ring, having calculated Brandt and having shot himself due to greater accuracy, began to take rounds one by one, yielding to the American only the fifth 3-minute stand. By the 7th and 8th round, Jürgen was already a little frayed, being better both in attack and defense. Robert never managed to change the pattern of action that Brammer easily read, and a fair victory by unanimous decision came to Jürgen, who had a bit of harsh pace: 119, 109, 118, 110, and 116, 112, UD12. In the semi-final, Brammer will meet with British Callum Smith in another duel of the semi-finals of the Super Series. The British will also fight George Groves against Chris Eubank Jr. On Saturday, October 28, British Dillian Whyte met with Finn Robert Helenius after winning the vacant WBC silver title. Both immediately boxed lazily. Helenius decided to work on the back foot, giving the initiative to the enemy and acting to counter-attacks. Dillian had little success in the attack. At the end of the second round, Whyte ran into Robert's jab and slightly staged that in a little stride. The third round, the British spent already much more actively, leaning on the hook in the liver. Helenius seemed to be hibernating. The battle pattern didn't change until the end of the battle. Dillian attacked south and fast, more often no. The latter Helenius tiredly tried to brush it aside, whipping the ropes with his back and beat a terribly berserker, who was inboard before the battle, only looked like a bird. In the 8th round, there was a ribbon by the nose, after which Robert completely died out. The finalists scored of the judges twice, 119-109 and 118-110, in favor of Whyte, UD12. On Saturday, October 28, British Anthony Joshua knocked out the Cameroon Carlos Takam, defended in the bout according to the WBA IBF version. Possessed a soul and not a bruise, but undoubtedly subordinated, suppressing the with a jab right and left sides. Carlos boxed only the second number of the counter-attacks, and thanks to the qualitative work of the corps went away from most of the champion attacks. From the rest, Takam saved his strong chin. The Applicate's periodic attacks were not an illusory danger. Joshua met but without apparent difficulties. He suffered an opponent's hit. For most of the fight, Takam boxed with a pleasant dissection. Over the right eye, in the first round he was in a standing knockout, but did not give signs of willingness to lay down his weapon in advance. Nevertheless, in the 10th round, after several tight hits Joshua, which Takam habitually well transferred, the referee decided to stop the fight, awarding the champion a technical knockout victory, TKO time. The Russian champion on the Russian IBF in cruiserweight Murat Gassiev successfully made debut in the World Boxing Super Series, with an impressionable victory and knockout in a quarterfinal duel against Krzysztof Ledaczyk. Alexei Vasilyev, manager of boxer, in an interview reported Eurosport the preliminary semi-final between Murat Gassiev and ordinary champion WBA Junior Dorticos from Cuba is pre-arranged on January 20. Two variants, USA and Russia, are examined. In our country, a fight can pass in Yekaterinburg, Moscow, or any other city that is ready to take part in realization of duel of Gassiev Dorticos. Supposed date of fight on January 20, 2018. We will remind the second semi-final pair was made by the Ukrainian champion of WBO Alexander Usyk and Latvian champion WBC Maris Briedis. Terence Crawford passes to the limit of light middleweight, where in a debut duel within the framework to the new gravity category will make an effort to take away the title of world champion on the version of WBO. In undefeated before Australian Jeff Hoare. In obedience to Ring Polska, the duel of Horn Crawford will take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, of March 10. We will remind Australian sensation Jeff Horn on July 2 in Brisbane, Australia, took away a champion title at legendary Manny Pacquiao by a debatable judge decision on December 13. For Australian debut defense of title is pre-arranged British Gary Corcoran will arrive to Brisbane. On November 27, a scale boxer show within the framework of the before undefeated Boulevard of super heavyweight Sergey Kuzmin had to fight with Lucas Browne for the title. WBA interview will take place in Moscow Continental. However, the alternative course for Link Polsa asserts that negotiations between the comments of Browne and Kuzmin were halted and a chance to contest the champion title on the version of WBO with an operating champion by Joseph Parker, a peer of the Australian veteran. Approximately the fight of Parker Browne can take place in New Zealand or Australia, with reference to Bob Arams co-promoter Jeff Parker as source asserts. Ring Polska asserts that the representative of the Australian have the fellow Lucas Browne presently discuss possibility of fight with the representative of Worldwide Boxer Organization (WBO). In the October rating of WBO boxer, it is not in top 15. On the next weekend, there are a lot of great fights, like Wilder Stiverne 2, Chisora Apoel, Bivol Broadhurst, Quick Yefimovich, and others. Put a likes, leave a comment, all the good, love box.